Yes, it is. We don't have a speaker here. Yeah, that's have a seat. I don't know if you've heard, but Shaquille O'Neal is being inducted to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And we're honored to have Shaq and Jen Rubin all the way from London, where she started the day. So what we'll do, we'll get Shaq to just kind of tell us what going into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame means to him, and then we'll just open for questions and answers. Shaq?
Welcome to Shaquille, Louisiana. I'm very honored to be here. I got the call a couple years ago that I was being inducted with some fine athletes. Tommy Hudson, who I went to school with, he was one of my idols when I played in college. I fell in love with Louisiana in June of 1989. Is when I met the states, when I met the towns, when I met LSU's, when I met the lovely people. And, you know, for those who don't know anything about Louisiana, it's a fine state. You know, the people here are very, very respectable. And, you know, I've been busy every year since I left LSU, but I continue to come back. You know, people ask me, why do you come back? And, you know, well, one is to go to the first football game at Tiger Stadium. I missed that, but the people of Louisiana have been very, very hospitable. And, you know, I owe it to Louisiana because it was in the state of Louisiana where I created my Shaq character. You know, walking to class, going to games, you know, thinking about life after basketball is where I created my Shaq character. So I owe Louisiana everything. So when they told me I was getting inducted, you know, it's a great honor and glad to be here. Arrived in Shreveport this morning, knew that I could speed on the highway and get away with it today. We actually got stopped. I told the cop I was going to Natchez and she let me go. So, Louisiana State Troopers, thank you very much. Love you guys too. And, you know, it's just an honor to be here. So, any questions?
Talk about being part of the Louisiana basketball legacy. So many great players. About that, Shaq, being a part of that.
When I first met Dale Brown in West Germany at a basketball camp, I didn't know anything about Louisiana State. You know, I never really answered this correctly. You know, people always ask me why I chose LSU, and this is the reason why I chose LSU. From 0 to 12, I was a horrible basketball player, awful. You know, was told many times you won't amount to anything. At best, you'll be in the military like your father. So one day I was sitting in the house, true story, and my father came, punched me in the chest and said, some guy named Dale Brown is speaking at the gym. Maybe you can get a scholarship. Even he knew in his mind I wasn't really that good. So I met Dale Brown, you know, the story is, and I asked him, I said, could you send me some exercises so I could strengthen my lower extremities? And, you know, he gave me this look. He was like, yeah, soldier, how long you been in the Army? And I was a shy kid at the time. I was like, I'm not in the Army, sir. I'm only 13. And Dale Brown went crazy. What? What? You what? So, you know, Dale Brown sent me a letter every week. Sent me a letter every week. You know, I lived in West Germany, and I would have to walk like half a mile to get the mail in the winter in the snow, and I always see a letter from LSU. So when I got back to the States and I developed as a player, now every college in America wanted me. So I went to a couple stadiums, and, you know, they put on the, you know, do you want Shaq to come here spiel? When I went to Baton Rouge, and I went to a football game in Baton Rouge, I just felt the realness of the Louisiana people. And I think I owed it to Coach Brown because he believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself.
Shaq, you said that your daddy hit you in the chest?
Yeah, punched me hard.
How big was your daddy?
My father was a 6'7" drill sergeant. Yeah, so he didn't take any mess. And, you know, coming from a low income family, you know, in his mind and my mother's mind, this was gonna be the only way that I could get to college, because, you know, with 5 other siblings in the house, you know, we don't really have a lot of college money going around. So this is my way to, you know, better myself and better for my family.
Going in alongside the museum, it's been 50 years in the making, or 15 since everything came in. How's it feel to go as a first class alongside something that stands outside of you?
You know, it feels good. You know, tomorrow's not all about me. There's some other great athletes. This beautiful young lady next to me. By the way, she asked me to marry her about 5 minutes ago. I told her I'll let her know tomorrow night. Yes. No, but it's a lot of great athletes. You know that this is a great event. It's a great town. This is a great state, and you know you couldn't be in a better place than Natchitoches. I know a lot about Natchitoches. I'm not going to tell you how I know about Natchitoches, but let's just leave it at that.
Shaq, you've had a lot of accomplishments, obviously, over your career, you know, from basketball to an NBA analyst to even your own soda. Where does this accomplishment rank among those?
I mean, this is right up there because, you know, even when I came to LSU, I knew about the great LSU athletes, Bob Pettit, Pistol Pete, and you know, so when I went there, I knew I had big shoes to fill as an athlete, not only as a basketball player, but just as an athlete, as a person. So it was fun. You know, the fans helped me along the way. I would look into the eyes of the fans when we were down, you know, a couple points, and they'd be like, "Come on, let's go." So, you know, the state lifted me to greatness. LSU lifted me to greatness. People of Louisiana lifted me to greatness. And after college, I had so much confidence and so much ability because of the character that I created in the state of Louisiana. Sky was the limit for me.
LSU ever asked you to be a tight end, football?
No tight end. And I don't know who made up boudin and crawfish, but whoever made it up, thank you very much. I had so much of that. Like when I stepped out my mother's car in June of 1989, I went to a crawfish festival, and I was like, I don't know what this is. It was like, it's crawfish. I was like, it looks like crabs or lobster to me. Like, no, it's crab. So they taught you how to peel it, and you know, they gave me hot boudin and cold couscous and all that stuff, and it's great. There's no state like Louisiana.
Shaq, you mentioned creating that Shaq character. Covering you in college, particularly the first year or two, I always kind of got the feeling that playfulness was kind of covering up some shyness that you had. Would that be accurate, and how did that evolve?
A little bit. Before I got to LSU, I was known as a class clown. Now that we're professional, we can call it humor. But I mean, I've always been silly, and I was a little bit shy. But I knew as my freshman year, I knew I wasn't ready for greatness, so I just had to be a role player. And, you know, Coach Brown and, you know, the people of Louisiana, they made it comfortable for me to just go in and do what I had to do my freshman year. But then after that, of course, when Stanley left and then Chris left, now it was time for me to be great. And again, the state of Louisiana, the people at LSU, the students, they helped me believe in myself.
Shaq, you talk about being at LSU. Part of this 2013 Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame class is two other guys that were at LSU the same time you were, Tommy Hodgson and Kevin Watt. They said they feel privileged to be part of this along with you. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Kevin and Tommy, I used to see him all the time. I told Tommy's daughters today that Tommy was my idol, and he was, because, you know, he was a bona fide superstar at LSU. You know, at the time when I was going there, they had Tommy Hodgson for Heisman. They had his posters everywhere. I think he was on a couple of you know, covers of magazines, Sports Illustrated. So like when I used to see Tommy, like Tommy was like, ah, you know, it wasn't Tommy. You know, for me it was like seeing and Tommy was also always so nice and so courteous to me. You know, we've kept in contact over the years, so you know, he deserves it because, you know, back then, well, even now, you know, we're still a powerhouse as a LSU football program, but back then it was just so fun to watch those guys. And we as athletes, we were a tight core group. And Tommy Hodgson and Kevin, those guys took care of me. You know, we took care of each other, and it was just a fun place to be.
Shaq, you went to the Hall of Fame. What exactly you played against in college and high school and Irvin Johnson? Just talk about what you remember about Irvin Johnson.
Well, I never played against him in high school or college, but he was, yeah, not in college either, but in the pros, he was a tough competitor. Everyone knows that he's from New Orleans. You know, he would always come back and, you know, do the right thing for the city, for the state, and you know, he's always been a nice guy. You know, we've never had any problems, but you know, congratulations to him and his family too. You know, when I read the list of inductees, it was a fabulous list. So, you know, congratulate to everyone, especially this girl who's going to be my new wife if I say yes tomorrow night.
Don't get in trouble, Shaq.
Yeah, I know.
Shaq, did you get a chance to look at the museum, and what did you think?
I haven't looked at it yet. They rushed me over here to talk to you guys, but I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. I think you said it was 50 years in the making, so I know it's going to be fabulous. I know there's great inductees, great town, great location, and this must be an important event because I see over 10 cameras back there. So I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Shaq, you now that you're a part of the media, you know, you were a player, now you're part of the media. You seeing everything a little differently now, being behind the camera or in front of the camera versus being a player? I'm just curious about that.
Well, if you watch my show, I wouldn't really call it being media. You know, it's more of a comedy show of anything. But you know, to me being an analyst, you know, you could either speak from experience or you could speak from research, and you know, I do a little bit of both. So, you know, it's a fun game, it's a fun crew. I just try to tell the truth. I mean, I'm not in the business of criticizing people trying to make them look good. I just try to speak the truth from my past experiences.
You having fun though? You look like you had fun.
Yeah, it's the greatest sports comedy show ever created.
What would be one rule change you would maybe think about in the NBA and stuff? Or even college? I mean,
Well, it would probably have to be two rules. I mean, because we're all around the same age here. I'm probably a little older than you are.
can you say that?
Yeah. No, but I mean, I would say no double teams or no zone defenses. Like, for example, LeBron and guys like Kobe, they're great players. I want to see who's going to stop them. It has to be somebody out there that can stop those guys. Without, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, because the other day I was, showing my son some moves, and he looked at me and said, "How come you never did it on the court?" And I had to tell him, I said, "Because they used to double me all the time, and I have a chance to show them. So that's why I'm showing you." But I wish that guys that are really, really super good, we would be able to see that. And for women, what you have to understand, beach volleyball, I think the net for men is 10. For women, I think it's 9.8 or 9.6. So if we lower the goal just a couple inches for women, so they could throw it down on the jam like we throw it down, I think it would be a much more exciting game. They already have an exciting game, but imagine seeing a good-looking woman dunk on a rim. Be nice. Yes.
How do you feel about this accomplishment, and then do you intend maybe down the road to give back to what you've been a part of now?
What do you mean, give back?
Give back to being in the Hall of Fame.
Oh. All right, how much money you need for the other side? Yeah, just ask me. Yeah, no, I mean, it's, I've been saying it now for the last couple minutes, and I'm gonna continue to say it. It's a great honor. I'm in love with the state of Louisiana, people from Louisiana, the food, the culture, and I'm just honored that I was chosen for this event. There's a lot of other great athletes here, and I've been giving back to LSU for the past 25 years. I'm not supposed to announce this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I had a talk with the powers to be in Baton Rouge, and my plan is to build a Shaquille O'Neal Children's Hospital. That's my plan. And, so that right now is in the works, and hopefully it gets done. But that's my plan, to be the biggest, freest hospital in the state of Louisiana. All sick children can come for free. That's my vision.
Keyword free.
Free.
I like that.
No money.
So you played in this LA, and then you played in LA. Is it safe to say that you're an LA kind of guy?
Well, when I come back for the first football game, I have sort of an extended family in a little town called Cecilia, Louisiana. Evelyn and Dane Huval, they're like my mother and my brother. So, it's because of people like that I love this town. When I was down there visiting a friend, just keep it at that, The friend's father didn't want me to come over, so Evelyn and Dan had said, you can stay here, so I would come stay with them, and you know, me and her son, Dane, we've been best friends for 25 years. But Evelyn, I call her Poonie, she's from Arnoldville, Louisiana, and you know, similar to the town of Natchitoches, where everybody knows each other, everybody loves each other, and it's a fabulous town. And you know, it's because of people like that and things like that that I will continue to come back to the state of Louisiana.
Shaq, did you ever think, growing up as a kid playing basketball, that your career would be what it is, what it has been?
No, I was from 0 to 12. I was a terrible player and used to get criticized a lot. Rightfully so. I was 6'4", couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time, couldn't dunk, wasn't an athlete at all. And you know, my parents just told me to keep believing. Dale Brown, who was working at Louisiana State University, told me to keep believing. I went to high school, did good things in high school, still wasn't really that confident because, you know, after I did what I did in high school, everybody said, well, guess what? You're going to a SEC school where everybody's an All-American. You're not going to do anything. And that was true. When I got there, I wasn't good enough to start over Stanley Roberts or, you know, even play with Stanley Roberts and Chris Jackson, so I had to start all over. But it's, you know, the people of Louisiana that kept me going. Like, I would go to the stores and, you know, the kids would be like, yo, man, I seen you play. I can't wait till you get out there. Or, you know, I go to a crawfish festival and, hey, that's that guy Shaq. He's going to be a great player one day. Like, I would hear all this stuff and I actually started believing it. And then when I believed it, you know, it all just happened and it all just blossomed.
When are you going to announce the Baton Rouge Children's? That's fantastic.
I don't.
Granddaughter.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
We got to go to St. Jude's, and
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's a big deal.
We've been having meetings for the last 2 years now, so it's coming. But I don't want to say what day it's coming. Matter of fact, this is my lovely assistant right here. We have a meeting for that, and when? Yeah, next week. We have a meeting about that next week, and it'll be a big announcement. But that was my plan. We're going to do something with Our Lady of the Lake. It's going to be like a joint ventureship. So.
With the NBA draft happening earlier this week, and I know just thinking about where you came from as a player, for those young guys coming up into the league, what would you say to them as far as what to get ready for? Just from your development as a player early on.
I mean, it depends on your background. You know, leaving San Antonio, Texas, I had a great family background. Leaving LSU in the state of Louisiana, I had an even greater family background. So, you know, even though I left my junior year, I was a man, and you know, I was the type of guy that I used to learn off people's mistakes. And it was very unfortunate that 70% of athletes after they retire, you know, lose everything. So that was one of my fears, and my mother and father did an excellent job of telling me how great I was, but always making me see something else. Like 1 year we beat Arizona. I think they were ranked number 2, and I had a fabulous game. So I called my mother and father and told them I had a good game, and they didn't even crack a smile and said, I seen that one move you did baseline. What if you'd have hurt your knee? What you gonna do if you hurt your knee? So they always made me think about things, and that's why I've done great things, because you know, I had great training, and you know, I had great friends and a great family. So my advice to the young guys would be, save your money. Save your money. That's it.
Dr. O'Neal.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about that achievement?
It was the hardest thing in my life. There was this girl that I found on the internet. Her name was Cliff Notes. She helped me out tremendously. You know, at LSU, it was fun. You know, I was there. I was in the mode. Left, came back. Took me a while to get my bachelor's. When I did my master's, I was there, and you know, I was in LA in class, and it flowed kind of smoothly. But getting the doctorate was a tough process, probably the toughest process of my life. You know, it usually takes people 4 to 5 years. Took me 5.5. I can remember coming in and meeting with the professor one day, and he gives me a book this big, and it's on a Friday, and he was like, "Well, you gotta do this by Monday." So I actually had to get back and in high school mode. So it took me like an hour to open up the book, and then when I started reading, I'm just reading, and then I found my girlfriend on the internet, Miss Cliff Notes, and no, but it was a fun process, and you know, I actually did it for the children, especially my children. You know, I always wanted to show them that, you know, being a superstar athlete is good, but it's a small chance that you might not get the same status. However, you could always have the same educational status if you just, you know, pursue it and just do it. So, you know, the proudest moment of my life was one of my sons had an altercation in school, and when I got there, the principal was like, "Hey, Shaq." I was like, "Don't you mean Dr. O'Neal, sir?" He was like, "Yeah, Dr. O'Neal." So I was like, "Well, what's the problem?" He was like, so, you know, my son had a little shoving match with a guy, but, you know, it just felt good to go in and, you know, also feel good for my children to say my father is a doctor.
Shaq, I know
Yes.
you're a fun type of guy, so I got a fun question for you. What do you enjoy probably doing the most? Having a chance to kind of clown and kick it with Charles Barkley on a daily basis with TNT, or putting your boy JaVale McGee on Shaq and the Fool almost every week?
I'm gonna have to go with putting JaVale McGee on Shaq and the Fool. He's a funny character, and you know, plays with great energy, but you know, a lot of stuff he does is blooperish. So if you commit bloopers in the NBA, it will be on Shaq and the Fool.
Shaq, you talked about the confidence you gained at LSU. Was there any one particular game or any time that you just came off the floor after a game and said you had the confidence you knew that you needed?
Well, the first year I didn't have confidence at all. You know, Coach Brown made it real easy for me. So we don't need you to score, just need you to rebound, block some shots, keep the crowd in the game, dive in. So it was good. But then after Chris and Stanley left, it wasn't any time for excuses. Like I had to be great. And you know, there was this little group of guys I wish I would have kept in contact with them, but they called themselves the Shaq Pack. And I would see them every day at lunch, and they'd say, "Hey, I need Shaq tonight. You're playing against this guy. He can't guard you. I need 20 points." Like, so whatever they wrote down, what I needed, that's what I would try and go out and do. And these guys were like game buffs. You know, they like little guys, engineers. I think you know, some of them was in law school, but they would come out and say, "Shaq, you're this good." I know they're talking about Christian Laettner and Lonzo Mourning, but Shaq, you're this good, especially against this guy. I need 25 points. I need 8 dunks out of you. You know, just stuff like that. So if I didn't see him, I would get nervous before games. But you know, it was just, you know, after Chris and Stanley left, I had a lot of confidence, and you know, the fans were just so unbelievable.
Shaq, did you ever, we got Chanda here, one of the world's great tennis players. I know you played soccer when you were a young man. Ever tried tennis?
No.
He just demonstrated his serve out there.
I told her a fib out there. I told her that in the tennis world, I'm known as the Black Boris Becker, but that was a lie.
I somehow knew that.
Oh, you knew that?
All right, gang. Shaquille O'Neal. Chanda could sit in the plastic chair. We didn't.